Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem El Shai, Ba'ashem El Rakak Kadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of all world, and shalom to the whole full elect. This is Paya Allah. This is News and Prophecy, Prophecy and News Update. The date today is 17th of the 5th, 2023. The whole full year. Alright. And basically, doing what's required of us, being measuring of the time diligently, watching as well as praying. All right. Understanding that the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. So, showing our faith. All right. So I've got a couple articles here I want to get into, and Lord willing, you'll be edified. So I'm going to start with this first one from leefang.com. It says, Big Tech resumed hiring foreign workers just weeks after layoffs. All right. Now, as of in wake of the prophecy, in wake of the pandemic, just after the pandemics happened, what you got now? You got a lot of people that's, still dealing with pandemic rules. Right, a lot of the workforce dealing with the administrative workforce are now working from home outside of the office, or they make an appearance in the office every so often, right? But for the most part, everyone's working remotely. Now, that basically opens up the workforce to, not needing individuals within the workplace. So something like this we're seeing right here, steps, one of many steps being taken to kind of really eliminate, depopulate. One of the things would be depopulate the earth, the showing of Esau's miracles, many things, all right? But this is basically a step in also, which one of the main points I want to go into is basically destabilizing the people and putting them in a sense of suspension, putting them in suspension as far as like, what am I gonna do in terms of my livelihood and these kind of things. All right. So, let's read. So it says, new disclosures released yesterday show Google, Amazon, Facebook, and other firms requesting foreign worker H-1B visas this year. Sundar Pichai, the chief executive of Google, wrote a solemn letter in January announcing his company's decision to lay off 12,000 employees. I have some difficult news to share, wrote Pichai. The layoff, he continued, weighs heavily on me and was forced by economic reality. Just 1 month later, Pichai's firm filed applications for low-paid foreign workers to come to America and take highly specialized tech jobs. Google filed dozens of applications. This even shows you how crazy it is, man. They can actually bring individuals from overseas to actually work here, because them tech jobs, the bread they're on, boy, big money. All right, but they know they can offer someone from the third, second world, all right, not the first world only, and offer them, the fraction of what they're earning, and they'll happily come from back home over here to go and get that money, because it's a lot more than what they're earning elsewhere. All right, so it says Google filed dozens of applications for foreign workers to serve as software engineers, analytical consultants, user experience researchers, and other roles. Waymo, the self-driving car company owned by Google, also filed and received visa applications for engineering jobs. Many of the Google visas are for new employees, with some starting as soon as August 17th. New disclosed data released yesterday by the Department of Labor shows thousands of recent H-1B foreign worker visas requested by firms that just underwent massive layoffs this year, including Facebook, Meta Platforms, Amazon, Zoom, Salesforce, Microsoft, and Plantify. All right. So this is creating a great sense of tension, man. All right. Uh, so let me read some precepts. Second Ezra 16 and 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Right. So when you see food shortages, plague, when you deal with like diseases and things of this nature, pandemics, tribulation, any form of tribulation and anguish, they're sent as scourges. They're basically to goad the people to get right with the Heavenly Father. Think of it like Nineveh, for example. All right. But that's not going to be the case. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. All right. So their heart's going to be hard. They ain't going to look at it as if the Heavenly Father's doing something. They're just going to be like, oh, well, I guess it is what it is, and just keep it moving. Verse 21, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. All right. Once upon a time now, we understand that, things were good. All right. You could buy this, that, and the other for a relatively cheap price, but that ain't the reality of today. All right. That they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth are Salakia. That's the point. All right. So I want to go to this. You know what? I'm not going to go to it just for the sake of time. But you can read Luke 16, right, about the parable of the rich man, right? And basically he did anything he needs in his power to basically get in a good position, all right? And that's going to be the love of Owen. That's going to be where it's going to be. The love of many waxing cold, all right? And people seeking to, keep their lives, preserve their lives, basically, all right? So next article, I got two between this topic. So it's from apnews.com. It reads, Ukraine says it downed Russian hypersonic missiles during exceptional air attack on Kyiv. And I can only say, from what I understand, of a hypersonic weapon, missile, shall I say, this is BS. All right, but this is to really incite, or shall I say, to boost morale and for people to really go with, the status quo. All right, recently you had Zelensky just pop up in the UK randomly. All right, he's on his press run, his PR run right now. And yeah, that's just where it is. So it says Ukrainian air defense is bolstered by sophisticated Western supplied systems, thwarted an intense Russian air attack on Kyiv early Tuesday, shooting down all missiles aimed at the capital, officials said. The bombardment, which targeted location of Ukraine, included 6 Russian Kinzhal aeroballistic hypersonic missiles, the most fired in a single attack in the war so far, according to the Ukrainian Air Force spokesman Yuri Inat. Russian President Vladimir Putin has repeatedly touted that the Kinzhal is providing a key strategic competitive advantage and among the most advanced weapons in the country's arsenal. The missiles are difficult to detect and intercept because they are of their hypersonic speed and maneuverability. If Ukraine's claim of having shot down 6 fired Tuesday is confirmed, it would mark another blow to put if, all right? See, this is what they're getting you with, all right? This is this BS. So that if was enough for me to just, go to this article. So this is from Zero Hedge. Title reads, Russia says it took out U.S. supplied Patriot missile in hypersonic strike on Kiev. All right, so this is the article that's been buried in the depths that they probably don't want you to see. All right, and I ain't got a horse in the race. Satan is killing Satan. All I know is, my horse in the race is Yahweh Shai. All right, and it's when he comes back on that white horse to take everything out. So these two, nations going at it, wherever the outcome is, so be it. All right, it's the will of the Heavenly Father. It says Russia's military have taken out a U.S. supplied Patriot anti-battery in Ukraine, which, if true, would be very significant. First, since the advanced Raytheon-made defense system was deployed there, this came as Ukrainian officials have cited an exceptionally dense attack on Kiev overnight, which included cruise missiles and drones and even allegedly Kinzhal hypersonic missiles. Ukraine was hit by at least 18 missiles and 9 drones were sent. The media reports saying some 6 ballistic missiles, including Kinzhal, were launched. But the Ukrainians are claiming most of them, or all of them, were intercepted, right? So this is really just showing you the war is heating up, all right? And this is really the first time they're really bringing up hypersonic weapons, all right? And they've been doing quite a bit of, spinning of the story when it comes to hypersonic missiles. And it's disinformation being put out there. Or when I say for lack of a better word, disinformation, because you don't know whether it happened or not. All right, is what it is. But this is really just showing you that things are heating up, where they're bringing hypersonic missiles getting mentioned in the mix. All right, so it's intensifying. And this really just shows you. I take it as a sign of things to come. All right. So this is Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I've created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and bringeth forth an instrument for his work. I've created the waster to destroy. So the waster to destroy is what? The ICBM missiles. All right. And the smith being created is going back to the Manhattan Project, the splitting of the atom. All right, to basically bring about what the ICB, nuclear power, right? Nuclear warheads, all right? Where Oppenheimer himself said, I have become the destroyer of worlds, all right? And that's what it was made for, to destroy Esau's world, all right? So this is Isaiah 34:4. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved. Let me start. You can read into it. And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. That's the mushroom cloud. And all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth from the vine, and as the fallen fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of kidneys and rams, for the Lord Yahweh a sacrifice in Bozrah, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. All right, because the Heavenly Father made the ICBM, and it's ultimately going to be, that bathed in heaven to come down upon Idumea in America. All right, so I'll wrap it up with this one. Is Revelations 11:14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right, so this is steadily approaching. Okay, so let's get to this update on AI. This seems like this is gonna, definitely be a big deal in the coming moments, man. All right. So this is from dailystar.co.uk. AI-powered bots taking over internet and mimicking human behavior. Now, this may lead to what the famine of hearing of the word, because they say the internet is unstable due to AI bots going out there and doing this. But at the same time, is this the event that was mentioned before? All right, that I did in my last update video. Is it the event taking place now? Could be. All right. So let me read this quickly. This is the book of Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, power Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh. Okay, so AI-powered bots taking over internet and mimicking human behavior. Automated bots made up almost half of all traffic on our internet last year, according to a new study, with many of them mimicking human behavior to spread spam, scams, and viruses. All right. Nearly half of all activity online is the work of automated bots rather than humans, a new study has claimed. All right. Apparently, the proportion of human activity online is at its lowest level in 8 years, with AI-powered bots rapidly taking over the internet and the spam and cybercrime. All right. So, man, that's really a means being created as them taking down the webs, these websites and bringing out new agendas, putting new agendas and new laws in place. So it says, well, you can read it. You can read over it yourself. You know what? I'm gonna close out on that. Just check it out, read into it. But yeah, with that, I pray you're edified to the next one. Say shalom. Yabba Shema Shai Barakatah.